you are going to be, I had my design, and then I kind of traced it on here. There's two ways that you're going to be able to add dimension to your box. You can you can add clay or you can carve away. So remember I did when I showed on the board, like to show the different levels. If you guys can either be watching there, or you can come up here and watch me up here. Okay. So my sides are pretty thick. So if I wanted to cut into them, I can. So let's say I want to do like that mountainscape that I showed you guys as my example. What I can do is I can kind of flatten clay out. I can flatten clay out, and I can use my needle tool to sketch out shapes. So let's say I wanted this mountain to be like in my background of my piece. Okay, so I'm going to score and slip everything together. And we're not just like cookie cuttering, like glue, like putting stuff on here. We want to make sure that it kind of all looks like it's part of the box. So I'm going to score. And I need some water. Okay, so I did some scoring, and now I'm going to add some slip on both sides. Okay, and I'm going to put that in. But do you guys see how like this doesn't look, it just looks like I just kind of threw a piece on there. It doesn't really look like I have it attached nicely. We can go in with our clay tools. There are a bunch over there. And I want to kind of blend this in. So I can either blend with my finger to kind of blend this mountain range in. Okay, I can go behind with the tool and kind of give it a little sealing the edge. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's just paper like plastered on there. Okay, and then maybe I also go in, so I have like this added mountain on here. I could also go behind and carve down some of the clay behind me. Okay, so I can carve some of this down as well. So maybe I carve down the back, and maybe I give myself the idea that there's another mountain over here in my background. And then I'm going to remove some of this clay. Not that much, but I'm going to remove some of the clay in the back too. Okay, so it's going to be an adding and subtracting kind of a situation. Okay, so now I have two mountains here technically. I have a mountain that I carved for my background away from my piece, and then I have a mountain that I added to it. And like I said, your guys' clay tiles are very, very, very thick. So like you can carve into these by a fair margin. You can probably take away like half of it and it'd still be good. So, but do you see how by doing that, I now have some depth? I have like 2 or 3 layers of depth to this. I have my background. I have like another like mountain in my background, and then I have this that's added. Okay, so like just by adding a couple of pieces and carving away a little bit, now I added these 3 things here, and it kind of it doesn't look like it was just plastered on there. It looks like it's a part of the background. Okay, and then from here I could either carve some more of this down. I can give this some texture. Okay, but don't just have like cookie cutter shapes. You want it to look realistic if that's what the thing that you're going for. Okay, so you want to blend your shapes in so that it looks more realistic. Okay, so you see how I have, does not look like it really belongs, it's part of the square. Okay, so that's how you're going to be adding. So I showed you about carving in. There are other carving tools here that you guys can use. They're in the tray. They're little tiny carving pieces that have like little tiny shapes to them. So you could use those if I wanted to like add, you know, texture to my mountain. I could do that with like these little carving pieces. Okay, but the tools are all there for you. But like I said, you guys have, I took away some of the clay here and I still have plenty left to go. And if I wanted to, if my piece is getting exceptionally thick, I could always go back behind and I can cut away some clay from behind it. So like I have this mountain here. So if I wanted to remove some of the clay from behind it, I could do that also, just to make sure that's not, my piece isn't super thick. Okay, so those are adding clay, carving in. Again, we're talking about 3 layers: background, middle ground, foreground, as far as decoration for your design is concerned. Okay, questions? I know I was mostly talking to myself, but that's fine. Okay, so tomorrow's PSATs, I'm not going to see you guys. Really make sure your stuff is closed up. Okay, you can work for another like 2 minutes and then start cleaning up.